Hey class, so I wanted to show you real quick how to do overlays in Google Earth. So here we are looking at Zion National Park, and this is an aerial photo view of this area. But a really cool thing you can do with Google Earth is bring in different information besides the aerial photo. And so specifically for this assignment, it would be cool to try to bring in a geologic map that shows you what rock types we're looking at here. So if you go to the Lab 3 lab assignment, there is a link to this USGS website, and they have a ton of Google Earth files, some KMZ files, KML files in here that you can download. These are geologic maps that you can download for any state. So Zion National Park is in Utah, so I will scroll down here to Utah. And you see two different versions here. I'll go for the bigger one. One is uncompressed and one is compressed. I don't think it matters which one you download really, but let's go for this one. So I just click on it. Couldn't be easier. It downloads it, but it might take a while, it looks like here. So let's bail out of that one and try the compressed version. There we go. 8.9 megabytes, and we're almost there. Once that file is fully downloaded, all you have to do, well, apparently it's going to open itself. I was going to say double click on it, but it looks like it opened itself. So I'm just going to sit here and wait for it to load. It's a pretty big file, these geologic maps. There's lots of information. You can see it sort of populating here on my screen. Wow, it's the whole state of Utah, and it just, all those different colors represent different rock types. And it just sort of laid it over what I was already had there. And you can see it here, it dropped it into temporary places, this geologic units of Utah. So when that's selected, you can go over here and click here and change the transparency. I sort of like to still see the geologic or the aerial photo underneath the geologic map. So if you do a little bit of that, you can sort of still see the roads and still see the aerial photo underneath and see where the mountains are, but still see the color from that overlay. So we sort of laid that over for the whole state. I'm going to zoom back into Zion here, sort of double click on that. And depending on your computer speed and connection speed, it might be a little choppy or a little faster. But now we're looking at Zion, sort of that same greened outline area, but we have these different colors on there. There's this red and this yellow. And if you click on it now, on one of those colors, it says the red is basalt. And then you can click on a detailed description of what exactly they mean by that, and it'll bring up this sort of embedded web page that is part of the metadata for this whole layer and gives you all this information about what type of basalt it is. Similarly, you can click here, go back to Google Earth. I can zoom back into the park. So all that red is basalt. We just learned that from the geologic map information there. I'll click on this yellow here now, or sort of orange color, and this is the Entrada and Carmel formations. These are both types of sandstones. And how do I know that? Well, I'm familiar with the formations, but if you click on this, there'll be all sorts of information here. It's a combination of limestone, sandstone, siltstone, mudstone, and gypsum there, the major and minor and incidental constituents. Lithologic constituents there. And there's even citations about where to go to get information about these rocks. And so I think this will be very helpful for your assignments, because then you can point out certain areas in the park with your pins and call out certain rock types. So that's how you use the geologic map overlays. You can click here to just turn the whole thing off. Or turn it back on once you have imported it from that web page.